very special guest with us today. We have been very excited about this since we booked him. If you are on Facebook, he has a Facebook page that will keep you up till 2 o'clock in the morning. Our speaker spent 20 years in education as an administrator, teacher, and coach. He earned a bachelor's degree in mass communications and a master's degree in education. He has won several awards, including Teacher of the Year. He was recognized as Who's Who among American students and teachers. He was also recognized as outstanding graduate in the area of education. He has written close to 20 books, and he delivers over 30 messages a month in 6 to 10 states. Please help welcome Mr. Willie Spears.
Thank you so much, Mr. Dr. Ingram. It's good to be here. Y'all all wear the same shirts. That's really good. And y'all even wear the same face. Y'all two wear the same face, same hair, same feet, same wrists, same nose, same teeth, same eyes. Now y'all both turning red at the same time. Y'all the same people. That's smart. That's smart. That's very smart. If you have a teacher shortage, get you a clone machine, just make you other teachers. That's real smart. That's good. So I don't get y'all mixed up. Y'all with the same shirt and face. That's good. It's good to be here. I want to thank Ms. Sterling for helping making this happen, and Dr. Ingram for okaying it. I'm happy to be here with you guys. And I know y'all know this, but they're coming back. The students. Some of y'all didn't realize that. It's just not. Y'all are back today, they coming back. I know some of y'all was hoping it would make something different happen. No, they coming back. And I'm not an eavesdropper. That's not what I do. It's like who I am. But sometimes I overhear conversations. And I walked in today, and I'm not trying to be funny or disrespectful. This person not even really here. They're 49%. Y'all know 49%. Like, that don't even count. Like, they're not really here. They're 49. Like, it's like this. Like, so when you've been in education for a while, you think you can do whatever you want to do, say whatever you want to say. I'm not going to say any names, but this lady named Beverly Williams. Beverly Matthews. I don't remember her name, but this lady named Beverly Matthews. When I walked in, she was bragging. Bragging. There was no remorse in her tone. I don't know if y'all know her. She may be at this table right here, but listen. She was bragging about beating a child. Like she was excited about it. Like she said, oh my God, that's what I was saying. She was bragging. And then she said, you know, when I beat them, I speak with every word. Don't you ever talk to me any kind of way. Let's say myself. First I thought, oh, she get ready for a Beyonce concert. I said, what are they drinking and what's the kind of I know it's 5 o'clock somewhere, but it's 10 here, it's 10. This one was bragging about beating a child in a closet. So she knew it was wrong. She's been in education so long, she knows that there are no cameras in the closet. She was bragging, then she had an accomplice. I didn't get her name, but she had an accomplice. Yeah, that's right. That's right. You gotta do what you gotta do. That's right. That's what these kids now. I said, y'all gotta change my whole presentation. I was here to lift y'all up. Y'all need a don't beat children presentation. And then when I walked up on her, oh, I didn't know you was here. I walked up on her and I called my friend. He worked with a child and children's law firm. I said, hey, man, we got you one right here. Come get her. And then she changed the whole tune. But it was my child. It was my personal child. So then I went on Facebook and I saw her daughter says, some of us are still struggling from trauma, being beaten and trauma. As a grown woman, I'm still having issues in my life. Thank you for beating children. You have some good people. Good job. Oh, you got 2 over here. 49%. What you like? I beat who I want to beat. I mean, I'm 49.4. I need 50. 49.4. So I'm happy to be here. I want to say to you guys, welcome back. All right. Welcome thank you for what you do. Thank you for doing the things that you do. Everyone in this room is a part of the solution of us doing great things. And so when I see your logo, I see family. Family working together. So family has an acronym, F-A-M-I-L-Y. Forget about me, I love you. That's what family means. Family means it's not about us. It's not about me, it's about us. Forget about me, I love you. Family, you guys are a family. Now, like any family, there's a dysfunction in the room. I'm being honest. There's a drunk uncle in here, right? And sir, as long as you keep your shirt on, we won't even know who you are. There's an auntie, and right now we can smell her cup, right now. But ma'am, if you do not stand on the table, we will not know who you are. Right? So I want to tell you that this is a family reunion. We're back together as a family. And what you do is so important. And so when we say welcome back, some of you are my age, a little bit older, you remember the show Welcome Back Hard. And they would sing that song, welcome back, welcome back. So if I could sing, but I can't, I would sing that song so you would realize it's pretty awesome that you've been called to this great profession. It doesn't matter what you do in this room, you have a profound effect on our young people. For years, I had a member of my family who was a bus driver, and she would remind me that we're the first ones to see the students. We're the first ones to pick them up, and we get that important package to their location, safe every day. Then they get to school, and many of them are hungry, and they go see the lunchroom staff. And the lunchroom staff make sure they have something to eat. Now, I have something against the lunchroom staff, me personally. Right? First of all, some of these ladies, you have an HR department? Yeah. One of them really touched me, like hugged me, and unfortunately, I liked it, so I can't complain. I can't turn me in, I can't turn me in, but I don't know if that's appropriate for everybody. So if I could be the only person that received that kind of treatment, I would really appreciate it. But when I was an administrator, I had lunchroom duty, and I don't have to blame other people, but I gained 15 pounds because they kept giving me food. It wasn't my fault. You want to try this, baby? You want to taste this, baby? My whole collar started shrinking. My whole collar. Why my shirt so tight? The lunchroom. So I told her, I was an AP. I told the principal, give me bus duty next year. Like, I can't buy no clothes. I can't afford it. I can't afford it. But everyone in the building is important. When you walk into school and you see a very nice and sweet person working the front desk, like I saw this morning, somebody that hadn't been sucking on persimmons and lemons all day, someone that's nice, someone that's sweet, like an usher at a church. You want somebody to at least pretend to be nice. And so everyone in the building, if you're pre-K to 12th grade, if you are a custodian, my dad was a custodian for a long time, Cedar Grove Elementary School. My dad would tell me how he thought it was his job to also mentor the young students. And he told me the story, he was pushing the broom down the hall, and this young man got in trouble, stormed out of the classroom. My dad overheard him using profanity toward the teacher. And my dad said, what if somebody talked to your grandma that way? And the young man said, oh, they better not talk to my grandma that way. He said, well, that's somebody's grandma, and he just talked to that way. And it changed the whole way the young man saw the situation. And he eventually went back and apologized to that teacher. This coming from a custodian. My dad would come in on Sunday evening, and he would mop the cafeteria and make sure it had that bleach smell when he walked in Monday morning. When my dad retired, they brought in this other young guy, and he was a good guy, but he wasn't Mr. Willie. And so, unfortunately, they kept saying he wasn't doing a good job. He was doing a good job. He was doing all the extra stuff my dad was doing. And they said, he didn't mop the floor, it don't even smell good when you walk in. He knew it was clean, but he mopped it Friday like he was supposed to. So he got in trouble because he wasn't like my dad. My dad would come up on the weekend and mow the grass, because where the teachers park in the grass. So when the district came out and mowed the grass, they never mowed where the teachers parked, because there were cars there. My dad would come on the weekend and mow right there. And nobody realized it until that wasn't the case. And so this young man kept getting called in, you're lazy, you don't work hard. Miss Johnson said he wouldn't move her cabinet. And he said, that's not my job. I was about to go and do the trash. I don't want to move cabinet. Well, Mr. Willie, he moved everybody's cabinet. So my dad got this man fired. My dad comes out of retirement and goes back to get to school. And so the principal, Kevin Davis, a good buddy of mine, he said, man, we so happy. I saw him in football game. He said, man, we so happy your dad came back. He said, I said, you know why he came back? He said, why? I said, because y'all gave him all those gift cards when he retired. He gonna retire again just for the gift card. He's still eating off the things. I said, that's why I eat. He said, where you gonna go? I said, go to Longhorn. He goes, give me a minute. I'm like, what you doing? I'm looking for what? I don't have a Longhorn gift card. Well, that's what ain't called, right? That's what I'm like. But everyone in the building is important. So can we give a hand to all the front office staff, the bus shoppers, the lunchroom staff, everyone. Now this is the day that you need to go ahead and request off. Now do it now. Let's start coughing a little bit. Ooh, I feel something. It may be 4 o'clock by September 3rd. You need to go ahead right now, build it up. Because they're coming. A bunch of them. Their little brothers coming, their little sisters coming. And I know you believe in prayer. A lot of small towns in the South believe in prayer. You've been praying that they change. They ain't changed now. They will be here on September 3rd, ready or not. And some of them can't wait to get on your nerve. They amped up. They were ready. Like, you look sweet, they coming for you. They coming for you. You look sweet, they coming, they coming. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for choosing education. Thank you for being a person that works with children. It's not easy. It's not easy to work with young people. They will let you down. They will disappoint you. But it's so rewarding that you can help them. Everyone in this room has been impacted by a person that worked at a school. Everyone in this room. We had a young girl in the school I was at, she called herself Gothic. She had black fingernails and black hair, and she wore crazy clothes, and she would say, I'm Gothic. I said, you can't even spell Gothic, girl. I told you Gothic. So I would try to love on her and try to reach her, and I just couldn't get that connection. And so I brought this up at a faculty meeting, and we had 2 teachers raise their hand. And they said, yep, I was Gothic when I was in middle school too. I said, good, you guys are her mentor. This girl's entire attitude changed. Because she realized being Gothic wasn't synonymous with misbehaving. You can be Gothic and be sweet. You can be Gothic and do your homework. You can be Gothic and show up on time. You can be Gothic and respect teachers. And so we paired her with the right person because everyone in the room is a mentor to someone. Guys, you're hope dealers. Every community has a dope dealer, but in a school we have hope dealers. And these children are coming to you because they need a fix. They need someone to say, I see you, I like your shoes, I like your hair. They need someone to tell them that. They need someone to fist bump them, to make fun of them, to talk about that. They fiend that. You're going to have students come up to you in a few days that's not even on your roll. You don't even have them anymore. And the truth is, they didn't even pass. You just couldn't do it again. You just couldn't do it. Don't forget, you go to high school. But I can't spell my name. It don't matter, baby. Ask Siri. You don't have to know all that stuff. That's overrated. How to spell your name. You good. But they want to be around you. They walking up to you, and you see them a mile away. No, I'll teach you. I'll have you. I'll have you. I'll have you. I know. I don't want to. That happens because you have what they need. They're feeding for your appreciation. They're feeding for your presence, no matter what your position is in the school. That doesn't happen anywhere else. Nowhere in society do children crave to be around adults, except for the adults in this room. So thank you so much. Some of y'all, only reason you're here right now, because the Dollar Tree hadn't called you back. You don't want that name to know, but I know. I was on Indeed this morning. I saw some of y'all names on there. Y'all waiting for a notification right now. Y'all walk out here. I'll be right back. You know where I'm going. You know where I'm going. They got benefits too. But you came back. Thank you for coming back. Some of y'all drive 30, 40, 45 an hour to work. Thank you so much for your sacrifice. Thank you. And today, Dr. Ingram wants you to realize that you are appreciated and you're needed. And so, what I've learned, you next. September 3rd, you heard it? September 3rd, you trying to scare us. It better not be no more y'all, man. I ain't signed up for this, man. You said teachers. John F. Kennedy said, children, this is a great quote, are the world's most valuable resource and its best hope for the future. Now, I don't do politics, but I love the fact that John F. Kennedy was so forward-thinking. This man said, in the 60s now, in the 60s, he said, we're going to put a man on the moon in the next 10 years. In the 60s. They should have locked him up in the crazy house. How you going to win? There was no Wi-Fi. There were no smartphones, no internet, no Teslas. Like, how we going to put a man on the moon? We having trouble getting state to state. This man with a straight face said, in the next decade, we're going to put a man on the moon. And they did. Now, I know you guys can't fathom a world without internet. I understand, it's okay, it's okay. But there was a time we didn't have internet for real. We used to have phones with cords on them, like for real, seriously. This statement sums up your job. This is your thesis. Because you're in charge of children. If children, what's the little girl name? Kenna. If Kenna is the world's most valuable resource and its best hope for the future, we got to do everything we can to make sure Kenna is the best version of herself. All right? That's your daughter. She ran to daddy and got a hug. Isn't that amazing? I got some bad news for you, sir. What's your name? Michael, they grow up. I hate to break, I hate to mess your whole life up right now. They, mine now. Hey, Dad. It was, hey, listen, can you cash out me? Whoa. Hello? Say, baby, I'm proud. I love you. Click. But that was mine. Same thing. When I'm up, that, unfortunately, everyone doesn't have a dad like this that you teach. So they need you for a hug. They're the most valuable resource we have and our best hope for the future. And you're in charge of it. The truth is, they see you more than they see their own mom and dad. Starting September 3rd, they're going to see you for 180 days more than their mom and dad. And the truth is, when we ain't home, people at home, even us, we'll be honest, we're home, we're not connected. We're in the same building, but the children are in their rooms with their devices. Dad's in the living room watching Sports Center. Same highlights he saw all day. He know one. He got all the score updates on his phone, notification. He watched like he shot. Oh, I can't believe you made that shot. You saw it earlier this morning, sir, 9 o'clock. Why are you so shocked now? You left that one dog. You watched the whole game where your phone's supposed to be working. You're like, yeah, turn to page 17. Ooh, good shot, good shot. Yeah, I'm going to get a good shot, Johnny, good shot. Way to go, Johnny. But that's what we do. We go home, we're not connected. And then the wives, they're in the bedroom watching Hallmark Channel. Even they know. Say again, IG channel. Is you telling yourself? That's what we do though. We go in and watch the IG channel, we watch the Hallmark channel, and we know what's gonna happen next. IG channel don't change. They gonna do this, gonna do that. Ooh, at the end, ooh, look at that page. Shocking. Hallmark channel, y'all know what's gonna happen next. Everybody know. Little girl from a small town. Everybody know. All right. So what's the name of this town? Preston, right? I can tell your accent right there. I heard it real good, Preston. Right? So this little girl from Preston, Georgia, right? Webster County. She moves to the big city of Atlanta, Georgia. She thinks she's all that now. She's dating an executive named Dr. Derek Mason. But she gotta come back home to Preston for the Possum Festival. She comes back home for the Possum Festival. And her mama say, baby, you know your boyfriend Marcus, he's the chairman of the board for the Possum Festival. Mom, that was my high school boyfriend. I'm with Dr. Mason in Atlanta. I thought y'all was arguing with each other. That was 2 weeks ago. We're good now. Don't bring it to the past. Well, I think you should rekindle your... I'm not talking to Marcus' mom. He still living in prison. I'm not talking to him. And then one day she picked up a box to decorate for the Possum Festival. And she backs up and she bumps Holly's with Marcus. And she turned around and she's gazing in his eyes. And she's remembered when they were in high school in that box Chevy driving around the same street for 5 hours, putting 2,000 miles on a car one weekend, never leaving the county. She has a flashback. And then 3 times in the movie, 3 times they almost kiss. They like double, but but I hate to spoil it for you. At the end of the movie, they finally kiss. And she leaves the big city boy. She ended up with Marcus. And at the end of the movie, they roll the credits. And you sit there and eat like you know what's going to happen. And then they show the exact same movie again with different actors. From Full House. And so we get home, we're not connected. We're doing our own thing. That happens sometimes. But at school, there's one-on-one with the teacher. So the students spend more quality time with you than any other adult in their life. That's a lot of influence. What are you doing with that influence? And if you tell a child that you like their shoes, or if you tell a child they're smart, they're going to believe you. If you tell a child, I know you can do it, they're going to believe you. Unfortunately, if you tell a child, I don't think you can do it, they're going to believe you. The most powerful words ever spoken are, but my teacher said. My daughter grew up in a house with 2 educators with master's degrees. We trying to help her with her homework. That's wrong. That's wrong. I said, baby, be quiet. We know what we're talking about. You're going to put this here. That's wrong. Why is it wrong? My teacher said. Who is this stranger you keep talking about? But my teacher said. If she's so influential in your life, won't she help us pay for these braces? She got so much credibility. It's something about a teacher saying it. When I was in 2nd grade, I would write on paper. Paper is what we used to write on before these devices, baby. When I tell the paper, I want to make sure y'all can keep up with the presentation. So we used to write on paper, and you write with the holes to the left. I would write with the holes to the right. And my mom said, baby, you start with the holes to the left. I said, Mom, it doesn't matter. I've seen writing on both sides. She says, no, baby, you start with the holes to the left. When you finish, you flip it over. I said, if that's the case, Mom, why can't you start? It doesn't matter, Mom. Now, this is a 37-year-old talking to a 7-year-old. I think I know more than she knows, my own mom. So I'm going back and forth with my mom. Mom, I'm telling you, you can start with me. Baby, you start with the holes to the left. I said, Mom, it doesn't matter. She said, fine, do it your way. I go to school the next day, 2nd grade, Miss Brandon's class. I'm doing the same thing. I'm writing with the holes to the right. Miss Brandon comes up to me, she says, Willie, you start with the holes to the left. I look right at her. I said, yes, ma'am. Thank you. Why did I argue with a teacher? Because she's a teacher. Your words are so powerful. What will you do with your words? If you tell a young man, I see your Jordans, boy, I like your Jordans, or I like your boots, you win. It's all you want. You tell a girl, you tell a black girl you like her edges, she gonna behave for at least 6 weeks. Girl, I like your edges. I like your edges. Just keep walking. She be like, okay, all right, yeah, okay. Y'all need to be quiet here. Be quiet here. When she talking, y'all be quiet. That's my teacher. It's my girl. Be quiet. When you build relationships, find out what they're into. When I was teaching in Georgia, I used to teach in Thomasville, Georgia, and Camden County, Georgia, years ago. There was a young man walked in, and he had a Georgia Tech shirt on. And I grabbed him. I said, is everything okay at home? He said, huh? I said, they teach us to look for signs. If there's been abuse, or any traumatic, anything going on. It wasn't your child. We know she was abused. He said, no, why would you say that? I said, well, you got a Georgia Tech shirt on. I was thinking, why would you wear that? Oh, you trying to club? Oh, you trying to club? There was an instant connection. Instant. I didn't care about Georgia Tech. But I knew that he liked the school that most of the kids in our class didn't like. So that was an instant connection with him. And so the whole year, I got to make fun of him. The whole year. I said, listen, everyone's not going to be successful in life, like a Georgia Tech fan. And I keep going. He's like, you won't stop that, folks. You won't stop that now. That's the last time. But everyone said he was a trouble kid. I had no trouble with him. And he wasn't the best student in the world, but he never gave me behavior problems because he knows that I saw him. I saw him. I acknowledged him. When I was in the classroom, one of my biggest flaws, I knew all the students who misbehaved, but I didn't know the students who were quiet. One of my biggest flaws. The students who misbehaved, I knew their name, their phone number, their social security number. I knew everything about them, their blood type, everything. Mama number, mama phone number. I found mama on Snapchat. She wouldn't answer the phone. One lady had me saved her phone as potential spam. I said, what your mama ever say? Because she put you down as potential spam. Because she's sick of you calling her. I said, tell her to start acting a fool in my class. But what happens when you build relationships, students want to please you. And so I had to realize I need to call every student's name, not just the one that misbehaved. So on my roll, I would put a dot every week. I would put a dot by every name of student I call. So I would say, Savannah, good to see you this morning. Just keep going. I wanted to make sure they knew you don't have to misbehave to get my attention. You can act right, and we will still pay attention to you. All right? So we're going to talk about some of these things today. How to teach the unteachable and reach the unreachable, student apathy, connecting and communicating, school culture, diversity, equity, and inclusion, and classroom management are some of the things we're going to cover today. So here are the 4 areas we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about self-care, because that's so important. And I got another Willie coming in. I'm going to talk to y'all about mental health. That's really great. That's going to be awesome. Mr. Green's going to do a great job with that. But I want you to know, I'm going to touch on a little bit because it's so important. We're also going to talk about conflict resolution, what it means to be the best, and we're going to talk about how important it is to work together as a team. you are appreciated.
You are appreciated.
All right? So some of y'all that grew up in high school in the 90s, that was a philosopher by the name of Tupac Shakur. He's a philosopher. He had a song. Y'all heard this philosopher? No, but he had a song about his mom. And he said in that song, you are appreciated. So I'm not the biggest Tupac fan, but I recognize good art. When he says you are appreciated, that's something that we should say more often. Not just to each other, but to ourselves. So today, if you don't remember anything else we say, remember you are appreciated. We appreciate you. We appreciate you for your sacrifice. We appreciate you for showing up. We appreciate you for having your lesson plans ready and doing things right. And those of you who retired and come back, we appreciate you. You didn't have to. You can stay at home and beat children or whatever you like. You are appreciated. All right? Look at your neighbor and say, we need you.
We need you.
We need you. We need you. And so you know, we need you. We need you. All right? And so this is a place you can come and be celebrated, not tolerated. When you come here, we celebrate you. We're excited that you're here. We're happy that you're here. Because we need you. So just know every single day that you're needed. When you come in these doorways, in this hallway, whatever area of the school you work in, know that we need you. We actually need you. Sometimes we don't get that. Sometimes as women, we did a lot of studies with a lot of women, and what we found is a lot of women are underappreciated and not told that they're needed. By their husbands, by their children, and by their careers. All right? The Barna Group and some other groups we work with, they have told us that this is the most neglected group. They just get taken advantage of. Everyone feels they're supposed to wash the clothes, they're supposed to dry them, they're supposed to cook, they're supposed to clean. And people forget to say thank you. People forget to say, we need you. Imagine when you got home, if your kids say, Mom, I just want to let you know, we need you. We appreciate you. We can't do it without you. But that doesn't happen. What happens is you get taken advantage of. They think you have to do it. You get home sometime, ladies, and you walk in, your husband, he acts like you didn't go to work. He doesn't know that you work too. He's like, he clueless. He clueless. Whoever said, amen, I hope your husband's not in here. Well, you walk in the door, he said, hey, you thought about dinner? You thought about dinner? You say, yeah, I did. I thought about it. That's why I got some on the way home. Yeah, you should have thought about it. Because you look hungry. I'm gonna go watch Hallmark Channel. Good luck. In case you didn't know, the kitchen over there, been there 14 years, you seem to never know where it's at. So they got things at the bottom called pots and pans. You YouTube everything else. YouTube how to cook spaghetti. It ain't that hard. So I want to let you know that you are needed. We need you. We need you to keep adding value to the lives of young people. To keep letting them know they can be something. I have two cousins that are just like me. We look alike, we act alike, we talk alike. The only difference is they're both incarcerated. And one of them, I haven't talked to him since around Christmas time. He doesn't really like to communicate. The other one, he called me every day. I don't know how to get phone. He got a better phone than Jed and I have. He called me every day. Why you answer the phone? I said, I'm not just sitting around waiting for you to call me, but I love you. We talked yesterday, remember? But I go visit him often. And I asked both of them, well, they told me years ago, they said, when you talk to children, the students, tell them our story. They need to know that this ain't what they want. Now, part of my language, but that's what he said, this ain't what they want. They think they want this. They think they want to be tough. They don't want this. They don't want this life. This is what they show on TV, that's not the reality. They don't want this. And so I asked my cousin D, I said, can I tell your story to teachers? I said, because remember you told us during COVID, we had NASCAR on the screen, he told me that teachers told him he was going to end up in jail one day. My cousin Brent, his real name is Edwin Spears. You can Google him. When you Google him, I guarantee you'll be shocked at what you see. When you Google my cousin Brent, when you see it, your whole face is going to be like, oh wow. You're not going to believe what you read. His name is Edwin Money Spears. You can write it down and Google it later. I'm not telling you this to talk bad about my family. One reason I'm telling you because they asked me to share their story so you can realize your impact. The second reason is I want you to realize the difference between a successful student and a non-successful student a lot of times is a teacher. My daughter's really smart, but she didn't believe she was smart until the teacher said it. We've been telling her she was smart since she was a little baby. She didn't believe us. We told her she was a great writer. She didn't believe us. My daughter wrote a book when she was in 6th grade. Published it in 9th grade. We were on a podcast together. And the podcaster asked her, Taylor, who influenced you to write the book. And I just knew she was going to say me. So I had my little fake humble brag face on. I said, excuse me, sir, would you please repeat the question? I was ready. I had already had my answer. Oh, shucks. You know, we, as parents, we try to do our best. That's all you can do is do your best. He said, Taylor, who influenced you to write the book? And I said, Taylor, you heard the gentleman. Please answer the question. Go ahead and answer the question. She said, it was my best club sponsor when I was in 6th grade, Miss Jefferson. She told me I was smart and I was a great writer. I'm like, who the heck is Miss Jefferson? No, I've been lying to you your whole life telling you you're smart. I got my feelings wrong, baby. You're so smart. It's okay, you don't know your shape. You're only in 7th grade. It's okay. But the teacher saying it, she believed it. Taylor is so shy, she would have never entered a Beta Club writing contest until the teacher said, you should enter your essay. She goes down to Orlando, Florida. She's in the 6th grade, and she gets 3rd place out of the entire state. Florida's a big state, 67 counties. The 1st and 2nd place were 8th grade boys. She got 3rd place. She still has that plaque on her wall right now, and she's about to be 20 years old. A teacher told my cousin Brent, his real name is Edwin Spears, he calls himself Edwin Money Spears, we call him Brent. Many teachers told him, you're going to end up in jail, young man. Many teachers. Now I'm not saying it's their fault, it's his fault. You break the law, you should go to jail. Shoe fit, you know what I'm saying? Tied up, right? So I'm not giving my cousins a break. I'm just telling you the power of a teacher's words. Guess how many teachers told me that I was going to go to jail? Guess. 0. Even though my father was in jail for 8 years. Even though my mother was in and out of county jail. Even though my mother and father didn't graduate high school. All my teachers told me that they saw something in me. They told me, Willie, you're special. Willie, I know you can do it. They would say, stop acting like that. You know better. They said, keep your hands to yourself. Stop that. They believed in me. And some of them was lying. There was no evidence to back up what they were saying. You so smart. You see my book? Where do you get this information from? And you the teacher, you supposed to be smart. You can't tell. I'm not smart. But because of their words, I believed it. I walked into their prophecy about me. But imagine if they would have said, you're going to end up in jail. Imagine if they would have said, you're not going to graduate. Imagine if they would have said, you're going to be just like this person or that person. Now this sounds crazy, but I really believe the greatest difference between me and my 2 cousins is I had teachers who believed in me and they had teachers who did not. I'm encouraging you to realize the power of your words. They're going to remember them for the rest of your life, especially if they're negative. Now you may be like me, I messed up before. I told a young man, his name is J.B. Elliott. J.B. was a football player, was really short, had great grades, and he wanted to play big-time college football. And I said, J.B., you're a little too small, buddy. You're not going to make it. You got to be realistic, J.B. Be realistic. I'm going to end up there. J.B., you're 5'9". The team you play on is trash. Y'all are bad at football. Right? Now, when you was a 9th grader, I would let you believe these dreams. But you're a 12th grader. You got to be realistic, buddy. All right? Be realistic. I'm glad he didn't listen to me. He went on to walk on at Florida State University. He started, played 5 years in the NFL. Thank goodness we're still friends. And I was able to apologize to him. I was in a meeting with a guy, he's the defensive coordinator at Auburn now. His name is Charles Kelly. He was at Colorado last year. He's been in Alabama, Florida State. He's coached everywhere. He's coached at Georgia Tech. Good buddy of mine. I'm at a clinic, and he's talking about J.B. Elliott. And he's talking about me. He doesn't even know it. He said J.B. had a coach that told him that he couldn't make it. And it hurt my heart to realize I was that coach. In my mind, I was being nice. I was trying to be realistic. I didn't want his feelings to get hurt. Because he had no scholarship offers. And I actually was, at the time I was coaching at a Division II college in Oklahoma, I brought him with me. I said, this is a good opportunity for you. And he didn't even start for us. He said, Coach, I'm not going to start here. I'm not going to walk on at Florida State and not start. So he goes to Florida State, sits the bench for 2 years and starts the 3rd year. Goes to the NFL, plays 5 years. My point is this. I should have been more careful with my words. I should have edified him and built him up instead of limiting him with my limitations. If a student comes from this district, they can change the world. They need to hear that. If a student comes from this district, they can be a great father, that's their choice, a great mother, that's their choice. They can be great at any profession, they can be a great citizen, a great manager of any restaurant, of any department store. They can be a teacher, they can work in a lunchroom, they can be a bus driver. If they come from this district, they can be anything. And we need to remind them of that every single day. All right? It's a little bit about me. Dr. Ingram read a little bit, but I want you to know that the person speaking to you, in between of all the jokes and the antics, that's to keep you awake. Those are kind of the commercials between the principles and the strategies. There's an educator. I was you. I was sitting in meetings just like this, first day back, hoping we don't have a speaker that reads slides for 3 hours. Like we can read, but he email that to us. You don't have to just read slides to us. And so we want to have what we call an informational pep rally. We want the PD not to be boring. We want the PD to be entertaining and exciting, but informative, and to remind you of your value. All right? So look at your neighbor and say, you matter.
You matter.
Now look at your other neighbor, who obviously doesn't matter, and say, you matter too. Just not as much. Because if you did matter, I would have told you first. And you kind of matter. Like you're a 49% matterer. I want to remind you that you matter. Even you. You matter. Right? When I was a little boy, they would give us gifts on Christmas. And sometimes gifts needed batteries, but there were no batteries. The worst feeling in the world. You excited on a remote control car. Yeah. But we didn't get any batteries. Can you imagine? Everything cold. We'll get you some batteries tomorrow. We should have gave me the gift tomorrow. I don't want his gift. Right? You're the battery. You're the battery. You're the one that keeps this thing going. Batteries included. You keep the school year going. You keep them having a good day. And every day you're not going to feel like it. Every day, like, I mean, you're not going to come here 108 days in a row excited about being here, walking in, whoa, we're going to be a wild cat, baby, whoa! No, some days you're like, I can't believe this, I'm so sick of this next minute, right in school, people crazy, got your lunchroom, do that, got no plan to be there, I'm so sick of this, it's hot in here, the kid's bad, I got the Robinson family again, I requested no more Robinsons, I requested it, but I don't have Robinsons in my class. So some days you have to fake it. Be an actor. Pretend that Martin Scorsese is saying, and action. Some days you just gotta come here and fake it. Now don't be too real. Alright? What's your name? What's your last name? Blankenship. Say, Miss Blankenship, how was your weekend? It was horrible, Johnny. How was your weekend? Now don't be real. So just fake it. It was great, Johnny. Don't tell the truth. Like he asked me one time, go, Mr. Spears, what's with this weekend? I said, I had diarrhea the whole weekend. Too much information, right? They ask you, how was the weekend? I tried to kill my husband, we had them cheap pillows that didn't work. Put it on his face and he woke up. He thought I was trying to be kinky, I had tried to play it off. Maybe I'll get him tomorrow. How was the weekend? You can't say that. They have HR. They will walk you up out of here. They will take your badge and your keys. Do not say that. Fake it. You guys, it's good to see you, John. It's good to see you, Sarah. You hoping that Sarah transferred. You was really praying all weekend. Americans need students too. They need students in Americans, Georgia. Make sure it's not that far away. 30 minutes, she can make it, Lord. Please let her leave. You show up Monday, you have not prayers. So sick of it. I mean, hey, Sarah, good to see you, baby. Here are some ways that we can build relationships with our students. Here are some ways that we can build relationships with our students. I want to encourage you to build relationships with your students. All right? So I'm going to go through this very quickly, but these are some tips. You take a picture of this if you want to, that I've seen work to help build relationships with students. Get to know your students and accept them for who they are. They're trying to figure out who they are. They don't know who they are. They're trying to figure it out. You guys have changed. Everyone in here has changed. I don't want to say this, Dr. Ingram, and I hope you don't get upset when I say this, but when I walked in here, I recognized some of your staff from spring break in Panama City. I didn't want to say anything because they were all cleaned up, not a professional. But man, I remember you, 97, Club Leader. I remember you. I remember you, man, 83. I remember you, man, right there. I remember you look nice now. Sir, don't try to smile. I remember you, brother. You got your shirt on right now. I don't recognize your shirt. if Facebook was around when you were younger, you would be unemployed right now. You would get in the interview and say, nah, baby, we'll put on your page. Nah, it's gone. Don't even think about it. Put your resume up. If Instagram was around when you were younger, come on now. But you've changed. So if you've changed, your students can change. I want to encourage you to treat them like their future self, not their current self. Treat the students like what they're going to become, not what they are right now. Yeah, they got a foul mouth right now, but we're going to teach them how to speak appropriately in a professional setting. That's our job. Our job is to train them. So the next one says, it says, be the teacher that defends every student of the criticized. Set high expectations for students. Don't let students lower the bar. Set high expectations. Don't let students be average. In your classroom, in your lunchroom, in your hallway, in your front office, you're either teaching the behavior or you're allowing it. Whatever's going on in your class, you're either teaching it or you're allowing it. If they're bullying, you allow that or you talk them to do that. If they're lazy, you talk them to do that or you allow it. You're either teaching it or allowing it. Now, I'm so old, when I was in school, a 90 was a B. A 91 was a B. I know what you're thinking, man. He old. A 92 was a B. A 93, you looking like, this dude went to high school with Jesus. Her face like, what? What was this? Did I have all the numbers back here? Like, y'all missing nothing. You had to have a 94 to be an A, or 93.5. I was in Miss Lark's class, English class, I'm in 11th grade, I have a 93.4. I figured it up again, divide, 93.4. So picture me in 11th grade. I have on some Tommy Hilfiger jean shorts, it's mid-90s. I'm sagging a little bit, don't tell my mom. There's no statute of limitations. I met this woman one time, she bragged about beating her child. So my mom was the same way. So don't tell my mom. But I was sagging a little bit, had a Chicago Bulls, Michael Jordan jersey, had a Chicago Bulls hat, and had some Jordans. I want you to picture me in 11th grade. It's a true story. I'm in English class, and I was a good English student, but I was a little lazy. So I go in there, and I see 93.4, so I go to Miss Lark. And Miss Lark is a middle-aged white woman. I go to Miss Lark, I say, hey, check this out, Miss Lark, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you got a little boy, you know what I'm talking about? Like, your boy a little bump, you know what I mean? Like, I got a 93.4, not 4, F-O-U-R, 4, F-O-E, it's a new word. Look it up. I said, I got a 93.4, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? She looked right at me, she said, she stood down, she stand up, she said, I tell you what, Willie, this is what we're gonna do, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I said, Miss Lark, what are you doing all that for? She said, what are you doing all that for? I said, can you just answer the question, please? She said, I'm trying. I tell you what, Willie, this is what we're gonna do, Willie. Like, see, I can do all that now, she over-exaggerated. What we're gonna do is, we're gonna do our work on the front end, so we ain't gotta pay on the back end. You know what I'm saying? She should have been fired. She would not allow me to be average. She said, Willie, you're a good talker. You're going to be able to talk your way in and out of things your whole life, but not today. She said, you know you didn't do your best work. You know that you did just enough, and now you're upset that it didn't work out for you. She said, we'll try again next 9 weeks. And I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't like her answer. I didn't say thank you for pushing me. I was mad, but I remember to this very day. The lady that does my scheduling, Crystal, she always says, you need to let more people help you. That's your problem. You want to do everything yourself. You're overworking yourself. Last week, we were in 6 states. Last week. Yesterday, I spoke in Oklahoma. Just yesterday. Monday, I was in Detroit. And Crystal doesn't understand that I can hear Miss Lark in my head. So no one's going to outwork me because the teacher pushed me. When I was a little boy, me and my dad would go to the park, and I would jump in the swing, and I would say, push me. And the harder he pushed me, the higher I went, and the more I could see. These students need you to push them. And the harder you push, the higher they'll go in life, and the more they'll see. And they don't even realize they need to push. But once they see what they can accomplish with a little push, they're going to want more and more and more. So here's some ways we can build relationships. We won't go through all of them, but I hope this helps you guys out. Now raise your hand if you ever been hunting. You y'all been hunting? Okay. Double twins, y'all are hunting. That's good. That's good. Right. So a friend of mine hunts. And I don't judge hunters. I don't hunt, but I don't judge them. We're just different. Like my friend puts deer pee on their body. Yeah, that face. Yeah. Deer urine on purpose. Deer pee. Like it's Chanel number 5 or aftershave. And they wonder why they ain't got no spouse. Why I'm single? You stank. Dear P, on purpose. This is a smart person. They drive past Chick-fil-A, past KFC to go to the woods to find something to eat. I don't understand. Stop alone. They got food. Now I used to work for Disney. So I know Bambi and the Bambi family. They're good people. There's no need to go kill their uncle. How you get this dear Pete? Go to work. Come here, Bambi, come here. Hey, could you go get your uncle? We need him to pee in his cup for us. And we're going to sell it to people. Let people buy it. What do you mean he can't pee in the cup? Oh, no, it's not a drug test. Whatever he does in his own time, we know about the glaucoma, we know about that, but this is not for that. This is different, this is different. Dear Pete, I want you to picture my friend in your head. Picture what they look like. They tall or short. They black or white. They male or female. They drive a Tesla or F-250. They do not drive a Tesla. Picture my friend. What do they do for a living, my friend? Are they in agriculture, they're an entrepreneur, or they're in education? Within the medical field, maybe they're a nurse, doctor, lawyer, judge. What do they do for a living? Maybe they work at Walmart. Maybe they work at a convenience store. I want you to picture my friend. Does my friend have facial hair? Does my friend have any hair on their head at all? Do they have a mullet, a ponytail? I want you to picture my friend. Does my friend dip or chew or both? Picture my friend. Before I tell you about my friend, I want to tell you about this educator. One of my favorite educators in the world. Spent 42 years as an elementary teacher. Got in the drop program, went back to work with children again. Loves children. Also, loves to hunt. The little short black lady killed Bambi's family for sport. A lot of times when we think of certain things, we put people in a box. And so although several females raised their hand when I said who hunts, when I was talking about my hunter friend, most of us thought of a man. Most of us thought of a white man that looked like the Marlboro man who drove a Ford pickup truck. Now, I don't know if she has facial hair or not. I never really looked real close. I don't know. I don't know if she dips or chews. I never really investigated. Right? But I know that she loved teaching and she loves hunting. She would take off work the first day of hunting season every year. She's from Port St. Joe, Florida, and she's not the typical hunter. When we think of a hunter, we don't think of an educator who's an African-American female. I say that to say when it comes to building a relationship with your students, don't put them in a box. Don't automatically believe because they're tall they want to play basketball, or they're big they want to play football, or because you had their brother 2 years ago and their brother was an knucklehead, they're going to be the same way. Or because their sister was great at singing the national anthem at the ball games, that they want to sing the national anthem. Every student is different. We have to get to know them for who they are. We can't automatically assume certain things about them because of their race, their size, their gender, where they're from, or their last name. Get to know the student individually. None of us, if I would have had you write down, what does this hunter look like? I don't think anyone would have wrote down is going to be an educator who taught elementary school who was an African-American female, who was 5'4". I wouldn't have thought that. I wouldn't. But we all have biases. We all do. And we don't realize that we neglect the smallest group. That's what we do in America. Whoever the smallest group of people are, we neglect them. Like I said in the classroom, the ones that didn't act, that acted right, the small group, I neglected them. We do it all the time. And sometimes we neglect students because they don't fit the box that's easy for us to place them in. Raise your hand if you're left-handed. Raise your hand. Okay? So ma'am, tell me something you had to endure your whole life because of being left-handed. Very good. So when you're out on a binder, that spiral that messes you up on the and those right-handed people, we don't even care. We need help, man. We need help. Right? So you struggle with that your whole life, and we act like something's wrong with you, right? Because that's the companies, they set it up that way. The truth is the companies don't care because you're too small of a group to worry about, right? So what's the things you had to endure with that man? Because we have said that's the quote-unquote right way to do it. And it's just the most dominant way. So the problem is whoever taught you how to drive was probably right-handed. Right? That's what we do. Who else left-handed here? Left-handed. All right. What's something you actually do?
When you write, especially in pencil, when you finish, you have to
Right. I had a lady, she actually chastised her child because her child would come home with ink and pencil on their hand. And she said, none of my other children had this problem, so you must be clowning around. You must not be paying attention. Right? So if we can spend 30 minutes on how left-handed people are not taken care of, even in your classroom, some of you may have left-handed desks and not even realize it. We have a right-handed person sitting at a left-handed desk. Doors with knobs are made for right-handed people. Rifles for left-handed people cost more, so do golf clubs and gloves for softball and baseball players. I go on and on. My point is, we have to get to know people, and that way they'll perform for us. Imagine if you knew the left-handed students in your class, and you said, this desk is for Kenneth, because he's left-handed. It's a left-handed desk. He probably never had someone do that for him. Imagine if you were a kindergarten teacher or pre-K, and you gave a student scissors, and they said, I'm left-handed. Instead of saying, it doesn't matter, make it work, you say, I'm going to find you some left-handed scissors, and put his name on it. That's how you really build relationships. Students don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Students don't care that you're smart, you went to school. None of your middle school students or high school students are coming back on September 3rd to learn to put back on theorem. They could care less. Nobody's on their phone, hey bro, hey, we can do exponents this year, bro, you know what I'm saying? I can't wait to do exponents. No, they come to socialize. They don't care anything about an exponent, a subject, predicate, verb, adverb. They do not care. The truth is they can ask Siri to get all that information. People say AI is going to take over education. AI cannot replace a great teacher. It can replace an average teacher, because the average teacher does the bare minimum. But AI can't put his arm around me when my family's going through a divorce. AI can't be there for me when my granny has cancer. AI can't wipe my snotty nose. Raise your hand if you're a pre-K teacher. So pre-K, you the only one? She was scared to raise her hand. She didn't want to admit it. She didn't want to be associated with you. That's okay. That's why I opened up with family. If she didn't write that acronym down, forget about me, I love you. But I want you two to know this. Y'all know this. Y'all are educators. You're not babysitters. Right? The parents think y'all are babysitters, but they're uneducated in that area. Don't let anyone talk down to you like you're a babysitter because you have the early learners. The foundation you give them is going to determine their success in life. There's a young lady by the name of Jill Hall. She was a school counselor in Bullock County, Alabama, Union Springs, where I used to work. She told me one day, she said, Willie, I can tell which pre-K they went to. I said, when they're in high school? She says, yes. The students with confidence who don't give up and try hard, they went to this pre-K. There's other students, when things get bad, they quit, they pitch a fit, they have an attitude, they went to this pre-K because they weren't taught anything. I said, that's crazy. She said, I can't say it out loud because both of those people who run, they're both my friends. She said, but I can tell instantly. So I want to thank you for, I know sometimes you got a kid 4 years old, don't even know how to go to the bathroom. You're thinking like, brother, you 4. And you be over there playing the game on break time. Johnny, went to the bathroom? No, ma'am. Johnny, I think it's time for TT. I'm good. Johnny, you don't have to use the bathroom. I'm going right now. Mama, finish. Can you get me a doctor, please? On the second shelf. Thank you. And this boy's being full sentences. But his mama let him do that. Right? It happens. They're pre-K teachers changing diapers. That's crazy. That's why I say thank you. Because people don't know you go through that. Just like some of the stuff we just talked about with left-handed people, other people in this room had no idea that left-handed people had to go through that. Because they have the luxury of not worried about it. So thank you for what you do. And if you need some more kids, it's 2 kids in Panama City. I can bring them up tomorrow. They get on my nerves. Right? Real quick, we'll talk about self-care. I fly a lot. And on a plane, they always say, if the plane goes down, the oxygen mask comes down, cover your own face first before you cover the face of a child. When I first heard it, I thought that was crazy. Why would you neglect a child to be selfish and take care of yourself? Because if you don't have any oxygen, you can't help a child. What we do in education, I'm talking about bus drivers, custodians, maintenance workers, front office staff, lunchroom workers, teachers, paraprofessionals, administrators, superintendents. What we do in education, we do a great job of taking care of everyone else, but we don't take care of ourselves. I want to encourage you to fall back in love with you. We're so mean to ourselves. We talk down to ourselves. We forgive everybody else in life, won't forgive ourselves. We've forgiven our husband, we've forgiven our boyfriend, we've forgiven our dad, we've forgiven our mom, we've forgiven our aunt, we've forgiven our children, and we won't forgive ourselves like we're supposed to be perfect. Of course you make mistakes, you're not perfect. We look in the mirror, I think we're like gaining weight. You've been chewing and swallowing the whole year. People gain 2 pounds a month, that's 24 pounds a year. They say, I can't believe I put on all this weight. You're human. It's natural, it's okay. But we're so mean to ourselves. I want to encourage you to fall in love with you. Spend some time with you. When you get home, don't go around the house. Sit in the car for a little bit. Turn your phone upside down. Mom was telling you, pull out, you ain't coming out of the house. You just mama. Yeah, I'm about to choke on y'all. But I'm good now. Give me a hug, baby. I'm good now. So in the plane, they say, first, put the oxygen mask over your face. I'm asking that you first add value to your life so you can truly add value to the life of a child. All right? The reason is because a teacher will impact more lives in 1 year than most people will their entire lifetime. I really believe that. A teacher will impact more lives in 1 year than most people will their entire lifetime. That's why when they see you in the store, they go crazy. They see you in public, they lose their minds. Mom, 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 mom. You didn't miss your mom. I can't believe you in the store, mom. You missed in the store. And when you see them, you want to turn around. When you walk in, you're like, oh, they don't believe me. Never mind. I gave you the mom. I gave you the mom. They're like, what we gonna eat, baby? We'll eat cereal, baby. We'll eat cereal. I'm not doing my leave on Saturday. I'm not. Mom, I'm trying to say Monday through Friday. I do not have to do them on the weekend. Why do they act that way towards you? Because you have so much influence. A teacher will impact more lives in 1 year than most people will their entire lifetime. So Brene Brown said we should talk to ourselves like we should talk to someone we love. We should talk to ourselves the same way we talk to someone that we love. All right? So here's some areas real quick. I want you to give yourself a grade in all these areas. Since you're a teacher, you give out grades. Give yourself a grade. A, B, C, D, F. In these areas, could you do a little bit better? I know I can. I want to do a little bit better. Why? So I can be the best version of myself for our students. All right? Here's some other tips for mental health that help us. One reason here that I love is set boundaries. It's so important to set boundaries in your life. What I learned a long time ago is that if we can't do what we're supposed to do, we won't get kids across that stage that we're supposed to. The goal is that everyone graduates. That's the goal. Pre-K, we want them to get through the 12th grade. That's the goal. And unfortunately, a lot of them won't make it. It's our goal to make sure everyone has an opportunity to walk across that stage. If I told you you only had one car for your entire life, you would take great care of that car. You get the oil change, the tires rotated, you get looked at, you wouldn't go through potholes. If it was raining, you say, I'm not getting outside, I'm gonna have one car for my whole life. You don't have one body for your whole life. We have to take care of that body, mentally and physically. Why would we do that? For those guys, so they can graduate. All right? Real quick teamwork. Everyone brings something different to the table. I want to encourage you to be yourself. Bring your unique self to the table. Team has an acronym. Together, everyone achieves more. The opposite of that, or the antithesis, is that separate, everyone achieves less. This school year, we can achieve more if we work together. We will achieve less if we work apart. I want to encourage you to check on each other. Say, how you doing? I heard about your uncle. I'm not trying to give you a business, but can I help you? Can I pick the kids up for you today? Can I bring some food by the house? We don't have to wait for a tragedy to help people. We can just check on them periodically. Just want to make sure everything's all right with you. I brought you a water. Like, these things matter because you spend more time here than you do at home. Here are 5 ways that we can do a better job of building teams: communication, common goal, commitment, continuous development like we're doing today, and cooperation. It's so important that we work together. People get shocked that they don't get along with everybody on their job. Well, you don't get along with your wife. You don't get along with everybody at work. I mean, that's common sense. No one gets along with everyone. That's life. I love the Olympics. One thing in the Olympics that I really, really enjoyed was the relay. Can someone tell me the worst thing that can happen in a relay? No! If you drop the baton, what happens? You're out and your whole team is out. I want to encourage you this school year to make sure you don't drop the baton. When you hear that cry, two of y'all asleep, so I had to do something. How you gonna see my presentation? I mean, golly. Dr. Amy, can I do 10 more minutes? Can I do 10 more minutes? They were falling asleep. I had to wake them up. Man, you know, I'm right here. I'm right here. But what happens when we drop the baton, everyone is qualified. Everyone. Unfortunately, some of your parents have dropped the baton. Your students are going to show up on the first day. You send out the supply list, they have 0 supplies. They drop the baton. Some of y'all picking up kids in the line in the morning, you get a contact high just from opening up the door. You're like, bro, it's Monday. Where y'all been? Right? And so we don't judge, we don't talk down on people, but we realize they drop the baton, I'm not going to drop the baton. While this child is on my watch, I'm not going to drop the baton. I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure this child receives an education today. We can't control the parents. So there's no sense of complaining about them, there's no sense of being upset about it, we can't control them. I want to encourage you guys to keep winning at school, but don't drop the baton at home. But I've seen a lot of education, I've been guilty of it. If school gets the best of us, and home gets the rest of us. We spend more time with other folks' children than we do our very own children. We take work home. That was me. I was getting to school early, staying late. People say, man, Mr. Spears, I was at AP at the time. Mr. Spears, his truck always at the school, man. He's always at the school. You go over there, his thing. You see Mr. Spears' truck. He loves it at school. Translation, he must not like being at home. I've been teacher of the year several times, but I don't know if I've ever been husband of the year. I've been coach of the year several times. I don't know if I've ever been father of the year. A buddy of mine told a story. Mike Ferris living right next to you guys in Alabama. He said this. He said he was a middle school football coach, and his son was in pre-K. And the pre-K was in the same building, so he would come over for football practice. And his son didn't talk very well back then. And he would be at practice playing around with little boys, and would get in the truck after practice and go home. When they would get home, the son would throw the ball to his dad and say, Dad, I play football, Dad, I don't play football. And his dad would say, son, I'm too tired. I'm worn out. I can't play. And his son would say, but you play football with those boys. You can't play football with me. And that hurt me to my soul, because that was my life. I had all the time and energy for people who weren't the most important people in my life. I want to encourage you not to drop the baton at home. Be the best mom you can be. Your children need you. Be the best partner, the best spouse you can be. They need you. I hate to tell you this, but if you quit today, we still won't have school on September 3rd. We will replace you. She will put your job on the internet and there will be people applying the same day. You're replaceable at school. You're not replaceable at home. You're replaceable at school. You're not replaceable at home. I want to encourage you to work harder on your obituary than you do your resume. Your obituary is the last document that will be written about you. And on that document, it's going to say survived by. It's not going to list anyone in this room. Now, they may have a repass here, but they're not going to list anybody here. They're going to list the people in your house. The building you came from today, that's the most important building in your life. I want to encourage you to keep doing great here at the schoolhouse. But whatever you do, win at home. If we ask the people in your house right now to give you a grade, what grade would they give you? Wouldn't it be embarrassing for your principal to say they're the best employee we have, or for your home to say we don't really see mom, mom haven't cooked, mom haven't talked to us, mom just goes in the room. Let's say dad is really not himself during the school year, we know dad's going to be absent. Wouldn't it be embarrassing? That was my life. I was a huge hypocrite. I tried to get everybody at school to get all on board. And at home, I wasn't a bad guy. I was paying the mortgage, I was being faithful, I was taking care of my kids, I was at every ball game, but I didn't get the same energy and effort that I gave at school. Because I was trying to impress people that didn't matter. I didn't try to impress my babies. I broke my neck for them players when I was coaching. I broke my neck, threw them all over the state, bought them cleats, did everything. My son asked for a lollipop. Man, we got all that money for those lollipops. Stop begging for stuff. I just bought this boy $7 cookies. Shame on me. I want to encourage you to win where it matters the most. Win at home. We got about 8 more minutes. Conflict resolution. Who's right in this picture? Who's right? They're both right. It depends on your perspective. If we're going to be the very teacher, we have to get outside our comfort zone and see things from other people's perspective. If you think you're always right, you're definitely wrong. No one's always right. In our country, we have this stigma: if you don't believe like I believe, vote like I vote, look like I look, talk like I look, not from where I'm from, then I want you to be harmful. I want harm to happen to you. No, I just can't disagree with you. I want you to have a horrible life. That's sad. We don't have that luxury in education. We gotta love everybody. And we can look at the same exact thing and see it totally differently. I can give you many examples if we had time. We can look at the same thing in life and both be right. But we have to have enough courage to walk around to the other side and get shoulder to shoulder with someone and say, you know what, I don't agree, but I see what you see now. Right? Who has a big dog in here? Who has a big dog? What kind of dog here? A golden retriever. What's the dog's name? Goose. That's a good dog, man. That's a good dog, man. I have a little dog. Little dog. You might have a little dog. What's your dog's name, man? Phoebe. Okay. She sounds little. Little Dotson. Okay, so we got Goose on the left and Phoebe on the right. Goose and Phoebe walked through the exact same mud puddle. I asked Phoebe, I said, how was it? I said, what Phoebe? It's just us, speak English. Phoebe says, don't go outside. I almost died. I went over my head, man, do not go outside. Stay indoors, man, stay inside. I said, I talked to Goose. Goose said it wasn't that bad. I said, what does Goose know? Goose doesn't know everything. You know, golden retrievers are so friendly and nice and sweet. But they walk through the exact same thing and saw it totally different. We can walk through the exact same thing in life and see it totally different. So that's you and a parent, you and an administrator, you and a student. Y'all can walk through the exact same situation. You say it wasn't that bad and it was traumatic to them. Let's respect their perspective. It's just different, and we're not always right. I want to give you 5 ways to have a great school year, okay? 1, Monica says don't take it personal. Whatever happens this year, don't take it personal. Relax. All right, Luke Bryan says most people are good. Yeah. Most people are good. So there's good in there somewhere. Raise your hand if you've ever been cussed out by a parent or a student. Raise your hand if you've been cussed out. If your hand's not raised, you're not doing it right. So even when they cuss you out, there's some good in there. Give them a bit of a, like, you're the professional. Don't match their energy. You're the professional. When 2 people are screaming at each other, it's hard to tell who the crazy one is. Right? Kendrick Lamar, he reminds us to be humble, to sit down and be humble. And then he also reminds us that they not like us. What that means is we're built different. We're teachers. Regular people don't understand what we go through. All right? Elvis Presley and Bobby Brown had a song called Don't Be Cruel. There's never a reason to be cruel. There's never a reason to be cruel to a child. There's never a reason to be cruel to a child. There's never a reason to be cruel to a child. There's never a reason to be cruel to a child. Even if that child is your biological child. There's never a reason to be cruel to a child. There's never a reason to be cruel to a child. There's never a reason to be cruel to a child. There's never a reason to be cruel. I had a bunch of her in my life. That's when I graduated. I had a bunch of her. Taylor Swift said we should shake it off. Don't hold grudges. Mature people don't hold grudges. Get over it. Shake it off. All right? Now, we don't have time to go to this, but I was going to have you guys enter your favorite teacher, your best teacher, in this program right here. I want you to tell me on the count of 3. One of the best teachers you've ever had on the count of 3. One of the best teachers you've ever had. And I know we're in a small district, so you may have a former teacher in this room right now. And even if they weren't one of your favorites, just lie and say their names so they'll feel good, okay? On the count of 3, I want you to say one of the best teachers you've ever had. Say their name on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. Everyone had an answer. Unfortunately, if I asked you to tell me one of the worst teachers you've ever had, everyone would have a name. Don't be that teacher. Don't be that teacher. Be the best. Be the best. If we had time, I would ask you what made them the best. And you would say, they cared about me. You would say they pushed me. You would say they were there for me when I was going through a tough time in my life. None of you would say they weren't prepared. They were cool. They were my friend. They let me get away with murder. They let me break the rules. They didn't have a lesson plan. No, you would say they were good teachers. And they have multiplied themselves in you. That's why you're here today. So I want to encourage you just to be that. Just be that. Whatever those teachers were to you, just be that. Just be that for your students. Just be that for your students. All right? Now, I want to let you know that BEST is an acronym. So I want to encourage you to be the best. B-E-S-T. BEST as an acronym. I want to encourage you to be the best. You can give me 4 minutes, Dr. Ingram? Okay, you give me that church look. I was wondering. It's stirring over there. You know, in church, they stand up and look at you. And you wrap it up, brother, wrap it up. All right. So BEST as an acronym, B-E-S-T. I want to tell you to believe in every student. Every student deserves your belief in them. It's easy to believe in a student that comes from a two-parent home, does everything right. But let me tell you a secret. Just because a kid comes from a two-parent home doesn't mean they have everything all together. Just because you open the door in the morning and you smell marijuana doesn't mean that kid doesn't have a great support system. We so quick to judge a kid's environment, we don't know the whole story. So I want to encourage you to believe in every student. If they walk in the building, believe in them. We don't know what they're going to be, what they're going to become. Encourage every student. Encourage them to do their work. Encourage them to behave. If you know they're giving another teacher a hard time, encourage them to act right in that class. The S is serve every student. There's going to be an elementary student that come in on a cold day with no coat, shorts on, with Crocs on, and they're embarrassed, so they're going to lie and say they're not cold. They're going to say, I'm not even that cold, and you know they're cold. But your little spoiled grandbabies that left all kind of coats at your house. Bring one of the coats to them. Serve the student. You don't have to put it on Facebook. I gave a coat to Johnny today. I'm a good person. The Bible says, you don't have to do all that. Just give them the codes. Do the right thing. And the T is touch every student. You touch them by building relationships with them. All right? Now, my best teacher was Miss Jones. I know y'all seen that picture like, he done went downhill since then. Well, I was cute back in the day. Why? That was kindergarten. 1983. Yeah, you know I'm still alive these days. Y'all younger people, your whole face said 1983. I say still living. 1983. See, her birthday start with a 2, so she probably don't understand. 1983. I had Miss Jones. Right? I'm gonna ask y'all a personal question real quick. Do you know her birthday? That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Like you should know your sibling's birthday. Some people don't know their sibling's birthday. That's good. That's good. That's good. But I have Miss Jones, right? This is a true story. So picture me as an administrator. I'm a grown man. I wear a suit to work every day. I walk around telling people, hey, so get in class. Take that hat off, boy. And that's me. I'm an administrator, right? I go in Walmart and get some supplies, and I see my kindergarten teacher, Miss Jones. Now, when I had Miss Jones in '83, she was 947 years old. I don't know how in the world she's still living. I'm like, what? And she called me David Spears. My middle name is David. She had a walker, and she said, hi, David. Now, I'm a big administrator. I'm a big administrator, all right. She said, hi, David. I said, hi, Miss Jones. I don't know why I did a little sorority squat, and my pitch went up 5 octaves. I have no idea. She says, how's your family? I said, my family's doing good. My family's doing well, Miss Jones. We're doing well, doing well. She says, David, what do you remember from my class? Man, I ain't never had to remember this stuff forever. I just remember for the test, for your class. She said, what do you remember? I said, ooh, brown bear, what do you see? I see a yellow bird looking at me. She said, it's very good. No lie, inside out of it. Let's go, baby. Yes, I was so happy. I'm like, hey, you got a turkey box with you? Like, you got a turkey box with little prizes in the box? Like, I got it right. What's up with it? Like, I was looking around like, you got it with me. You said, come on. I come my house. I was my little army man. You know what I'm saying? I got it right. The power of the presence of a great teacher changes your posture. You may not realize this, but you'll always be a teacher. You can change professions if you want. They're going to see you as a teacher. You can go from elementary to superintendent, they're going to see you as a teacher. But the rest of your life, because you're the best. You're the best. You're needed, you're appreciated, and you matter. Because you're the best. The reason I know you're the best, because I give you my best. This is my best. This is the best thing I've ever done. I've written a bunch of books. I've been on every channel in the world. I was on ESPN, debating Stephen A. Smith. I've been on Fox. I've been on CNN. I've been on ABC, CBS, NBC. The guy asked me, what's the best thing you've ever done? We won a national championship, won a state championship, all these educational awards. What's the best thing you've ever done? I said, oh, Taylor and KD, that's the best. What do you mean? I said, my kids. Taylor Gray Spears and Kenneth David Spears. We call them Tay and KD. That's the best thing I've ever done, by far. By far. See, I know you're the best Because if you want the best, why would I give you my best? Why would people trust you on September 3rd with their very best if you want the best? Either you're the best or I'm a bad parent. And I don't think I'm a bad parent. I'm not a perfect parent, but I'm a good parent. I've always taken care of my children. I've always been there. They're blessed with two great parents who send their children to you. Now, I don't like to take credit for stuff that wasn't my idea. That's just not how it works. It's not integrity. I'm a man of integrity. The young lady on the right, that was my idea. She's smart, she's sweet, she cleans her room. Yes, sir, no, sir. When it came time to go to college, she had a PowerPoint presentation about the pros and cons, choices. That joke on the left, what my choice? What my idea? I was trying to go to sleep. You know, be honest. I'm gonna be honest. I want to apologize. I apologize about the ignorance. I'm gonna be honest. Y'all been too young. Y'all been too young for that. I apologize. I forgot we had babies in here. I forgot. I know the dog was gone. I forgot we had babies in here. I apologize. What I'm saying, baby, is the stork only comes if everybody's awake. If everybody's awake, then the stork will come. But everybody's not awake. But that's my best. Now, what you can't tell by looking at this picture is that my son has Crohn's disease. And during COVID, we thought he was going to pass away. They said he had an aggressive cancer that they could not identify. He was 13 years old, he weighed 56 pounds. They gave him this medicine called Remicade, and it almost killed him. They had to sign all these forms because they thought we were going to sue them. They said we can't try any medicine for a while because of how he reacted to that medicine. We thought we were going to lose our son. They finally found a medicine called Humira, which he takes every week. He can live with Crohn's. Crohn's disease is ulcers on the lining of your intestine. Very painful. He couldn't drink water, couldn't eat a French fry. It's the worst thing in the world. He doesn't like pity, and we would hold him all night. He would cry. It was a very, very tough time. As soon as he was well, guess what we did with him? We sent him back to you. You're not a doctor. You're not a nurse. But you're the best. You wear so many hats. And when Kenneth would hold his stomach in class, someone would call us or text us and say, I think he needs his medicine. No one said to us, that's not my job. I'm a math teacher. I'm a lunchroom worker. I'm a custodian. I work in the front office. He shouldn't have come to school if he was in pain. Everyone looked out for our children. What you can't tell by looking at this picture is our daughter has type 1 diabetes. I never heard of children with diabetes. I never heard of children with diabetes ever in my life. And one weekend, she lost 20 pounds. And they told us that if we would have waited 2 more days, she would have passed away. We're in the hospital, and there's a doctor from Africa, has a very thick accent. We can't understand what he's saying. First of all, we're not familiar with the words he's saying. And then the way he's saying his dialect and his thick accent is hard to understand. And he didn't speak loudly. So we're all in the hospital, mom, dad, grandparents, and Taylor is sitting there with tubes up her nose and tubes in her hand, an IV in. She's very frail. And we're all asking questions. I'm getting agitated. Taylor raises her hand. She raises her hand. The doctor says, yes, ma'am. And in a weak voice, Taylor said, I have a question. He said, what's your question? I'm thinking she's going to ask, can I eat this? Will I be able to play sports? Can I do this? She said, I have a question. He said, what's your question? She said, when can I go back to school? She said, when can I go back to school? She wanted to go back to you. Just go to the hospital with tubes in her nose. Sick. She can't wait to get back to you. So you must be the best. I really believe this with all my heart. Teachers are the best thing that we have in the world. Teachers teach all professions. They have the greatest impact. My child, My children come from a two-parent home, two educated parents who took them to church every Sunday, who loved on them, who never missed a ball game, who never fought in front of them. They didn't see anything negative ever. And the teachers had way more impact in their life than we did. Which proves to me, you're the best. So as we get ready to come back this year, own that. Own it. Realize that you're the best. Realize you're needed. Realize you're appreciated. Now this picture right here, my son hates this picture. He said, I saw on the internet, you showing my picture without my permission. I did not sign on the rights for you to use my name, my image, and my likeness. I want to cut whatever they paying you. This is not right. You cannot use my picture without my permission. I said, boy, I made you from scratch. I had to ask your permission. I said, okay, wait a minute. I ain't that picture, Dad. I'm serious. Stop using that picture. I ain't that picture. I said, why? He said, you know I'm taller than Taylor. I said, what? I'm taller than her. I said, you work in the 6th grade. Taylor loves this picture, by the way. That's my best, guys. Thank y'all so much for what you do for my best. People trust you with their children. Think about that. If I ask you right now, I said, man, I lost my cell phone. I got to fly to Atlanta today. I lost my cell phone. Can I use your cell phone for a few days? I'll mail it back. You look real nice. I imagine you would say, buddy, I like your little speech, but no. Right? If I say my rental car, the tire busted, you know, my rental car messed up, can I use your car just for a few days? I'm gonna drive to the airport. You say, man, you can't use my car. I said, please let me borrow your car. Sir, I'm so sorry. I can help get you, man. You can't borrow my car. So let me get this straight. I can't borrow your cell phone. And I can't borrow your automobile. But I let you borrow my children. Is something wrong with me? Because you've had many cars. You've had many cell phones. I only have one Taylor and Katie. Right on cue. Your phone, your car is replaceable. Taylor and Katie are not replaceable. You must be the very best we have. Because of you, Taylor is a sophomore in college. She's confident. She believes in herself because of great teachers like you. And you may not believe in miracles, but I do. Because there was nowhere in the world I thought my son would graduate high school. But he did. But he did. And we're so proud of him. And he signed up for college. I was shocked. On his own. But then he signed up for 8 o'clock class. Which I know he's not going to that class. We got bets in the family group chat. I mean, he's going to drop that class ASAP, right? Thank you for taking care of our best. Thank you for being the best. You don't get paid what you should get paid. You don't get appreciated what you should be appreciated. You don't get the attaboys, the kudos that you deserve. But as we start this new school year, we want to remind you that you're appreciated. We need you, and you matter. This school year, you may get mad sometimes. Remember, MAD is an acronym, M-A-D, for making a difference. Here in this district, Webster County, you make a difference. I did some research about your county and the students that you deal with every day. So the fact that you keep showing up says a lot about how you care, how this small community has become a family, and we're all working together to add value to the lives of students. So thank you for what you do. Hope you guys have a great school year. Thank you all so much. Go Bobcats.
We want to thank Mr. Spears so much for such an inspirational message. And he hit on so many points that I know you guys have heard me say a few times. I know you're thinking yourselves. And just know that, as he said, you are appreciated so much by us, the administrative staff, and our parents, and the community. And we want to thank him for giving us that little spark to start this year off so that we can have a prosperous and a positive school year. So thank you, Mr. Spears. We really appreciate that. Not officially a Bobcat.
I am today.
So we have you an official official Wilson County
I never seen a
WCS
shirt like
shirt.
that before.
Our motto is one community, one school, and one family. So we want to make you part of the Bobcat
Thank
family.
you so much.
Thank you.
All right, so when you say family, I'm not her biological child. Thank you.
You're welcome, thank you. And guys, we have lunch here in the teacher's lounge here. If you will, go get your lunch, and if you'll come back here for just a few minutes, and then we'll let you go off to your respective places, okay? Thank you.